What's going on? Today we're going through the best and worst viewer submitted tattoos. Now, in case you're wondering at home, like how I'm gonna be judging these things, there's technical application, there's the idea, and then there's just like, do I like it or not? So let's go. So first off, I love the idea. Second off, there's technically things in this tattoo that are done really well, like the saturation in the eagle, the black, the brown, the blah, 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 blah. But the design, my guy, there's some flaws in this design. First off, this is me being super nitpicky because most of you guys aren't gonna know what I'm talking about, but the belly at some points are going like this, and then other points are going the opposite direction. Now that means that at some point, somewhere, this tattoo is backwards. There's no consistency in the belly scales. Now, most of you guys didn't pick up on it. Most of you will never pick up on it. So it's not the worst thing ever, but as a tattooer, I do lose a little bit of respect for that. The belly button, I wish you would have tattooed around it. But I know this design, I know the snake. They pieced together an eagle that is a classic eagle, and they pieced together a snake that is a classic snake, and they had trouble kind of maneuvering it around the belly button, which is pretty common for a young tattooer, but no big deal. Overall, I like it, but those are the things that bother me the most. On to the next. Okay, what am I looking at? This is a swan and a bunny rabbit fighting, I'm gonna guess. I don't know, do swans and bunnies fight usually? I don't know, I don't actually give a shit. But what I do give a shit about is how cool the tattoo really looks. Now, what's interesting to me about this tattoo is the minimal approach. We got red, we got yellow, we got blue, and technically there is gray, and then there's like a little bit of green and brown in the eye. Overall, a super limited palette, which for me is always kind of a stressful thing. I will overuse colors because it feels more comfortable to me, where this tattooer did the opposite, and man, does it look good. I don't think that this picture really does justice on how rad it looks because one, you don't get to see like the full image, and two, whenever you're moving this arm, that circle's never gonna look perfect. I hope it looks better in person, and I bet it does. So that's fucking cool. I like that. On to the next. Okay, and I've been going back and forth on this fucking chicken. Like, one, the idea, not a fan of. Two, the technical application, there are a lot of things I like, and then a lot of things I don't like. One, I really like that it's very clean and it's very simple, and like those reds and the yellows and the greens, they all look pretty well put in the skin. To me, it's a little boring. It's a little boring. I want some more color. Now, I'm gonna guess that either the person who did the tattoo or the client is just not a big color person, so they wanted a limited palette, but that's not my favorite thing. Especially on this tattoo where that's like different from the previous tattoo where I like the limited palette. I think that this is a tattoo that really could have used more color and more, I don't know, it needs something because a lot of the image kind of gets lost. Like most of you guys probably didn't even realize there was a skeleton of the chicken popping around and doing stuff. I didn't for a long time. So that's my biggest pet peeve with it. Tattoo-wise, I'm not a fan of it. I don't really care about it. It is what it is. It's cool, executed well. It's just for me, I look at it and I go, skip. On to the next. Okay, so we got like a 1990s fucking version of a sea monster holding a scrotum. Now, obviously this has like its roots in Japanese style. And when it comes to Japanese, I like my Japanese super bold, super gnarly and bold. Now, doesn't take away from this tattoo. If I saw it in person, I'd probably be like, fuck, I love that so much. But yeah, style-wise, it's a little dated for me, but that doesn't really matter because the image looks cool and technically it was applied very well. Yeah, overall, I like the tattoo because I think everyone needs a sea monster holding a ripped scrotum on their arm. On to the next. Okay, this is a tattoo that I like. Right off the bat, there's things I really like about this tattoo. One, the fact that it was done ever. Like a samurai head cut off, super cool. When it comes to Japanese, I've already stated, I like this shit simple. simple and bold. And to me, if this was just the head with the leaves around it, cool. Just the head with the rope, cool. Just the head with some finger waves, rad. With all 5 of those elements, you got a headless samurai. You got the rope, you got the leaves, and you got the water. There's too many things to me, personally. I like the tattoo. It was executed well. I wish it didn't have as much stuff, and then I would have been like over the moon for it. But that's, you know, that's it. On to the next. This fucking hand tattoo. You knew at home when you sent this shit to me that I would be like, I fucking hate that. And I do. What I do like about it is that you already covered it up with a rose. I don't have a picture of that because I didn't, do enough fucking research for this video. And I just saved a couple of pictures, but you already covered it up and I appreciate it. The cover up looked pretty good. I'm not gonna show you guys because I want you guys to remember, I hate this stuff. If you send it to me, I'm gonna tell you I hate it. On to the next. Okay, super cool idea. Technical application, weak, for sure. There's no part of me that cannot say that it's a weak tattoo, okay? First off, the blacks are not black enough. They're not saturated. They look like they were etched in there, which is just never how traditional tattoos are supposed to look. Black should look black, color should be color. And when I say black should be black, I mean the saturation needs to be there. And if you zoom in on some of these parts, especially in that hairline, saturation's weak. You can see those lines cutting through it. That's not what you want. Also, if you go through and look at some of these scorpion-like lines, weak. Barely in there in some places, and we got no place for that in traditional tattoo. Don't worry, idea is cool. You can always get it fixed up, and it probably might even age much better than what it looks like fresh. But also, when it comes to the brown or the olive green that is in the scorpion, I can't tell the difference, which is also a problem. I hate that. Mostly because the girl head is supposed to have brown. And then you put brown in the scorpion, so then there's just a whole bunch of fucking brown. Don't like that, hate it. And I wish you would have just put that green that is in there, because that looks cool. There are some parts of this tattoo I genuinely like, and that red going through the center of the scorpion and the red where the claws meet the green, I like it. That's cool. Good idea. I think that this is probably gonna be a tattooer who gets a lot better, and yeah, this is just not one of those tattoos I like for technical reasons. On to the next. Okay, some clown chick and some hand things. Okay, I like it. I like it. Don't love the hands. I think you could leave tattoos without hands, just straight up. But the tattoo, like the girl face, when you just look at it, it looks rock solid. It looks very big, it looks very feminine, it looks strong. I like everything about that. It's just the fucking hand. I don't like the hand. And I don't think it really takes away from the tattoo. It's just me personally. I'm gonna be like, fuck that hand, chop it off. There's nothing you can do about it now. And like I said, it's such a nitpicky thing for me that it doesn't really matter. Like, don't go bitching to your tattoos about the fucking hand because the hands is there and it's fine. It's just for me. I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? And something about her makes me wish she was blowing bubblegum. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's the facial expression. It looks like she should be chewing bubble gum and blowing a bubble. Don't know. Don't fucking know. Don't know what we're talking about. I like the tattoo. I like everything about it, and I really like the size. On to the next. I just wanted to take a moment. We just broke 60,000 subscribers. It means the world to me. I can't believe it. We're trying to get to 100,000. And the more people who subscribe to the channel, the better tattoos are out in the world. I appreciate you guys. Okay, you knew it. You fucking knew it when you sent this to me. I fucking hate knee tattoos, and I especially hate knee tattoos that have this much structure. If you're trying to get like a perfect circle on a knee, don't. Not happening. Never gonna happen. Not only do you have a perfect circle, but you got a bunch of straight lines coming off of this shit. Come on. Come on, what are we doing here, guys? That's a cool tattoo. Let's put it somewhere else. Now, I also want to point out, it looks pretty good in this picture, but I bet when this person stands up or they do something with just realize it might be an elbow too. I don't think it's an elbow. If it's an elbow or a knee, I hate it because of the placement. Idea, super cool. Execution on most of it is pretty, rock solid, kind of boring a little bit. I wish you would have put some more color into it, but whatever, Dude, I've said this once, I've said it twice, I'll say it 3 times. When I watch tattoo critique videos, I go, most of the time what they're saying doesn't really fucking matter. you know, because it's about the overall thing. On to the next. Super bitchin', I love it. That's it, really. This is a style I don't like that much. Sometimes I really like it, but it's cool. I like it, I get down with it. I think it's a little much with the roses and the skulls. Part of me wishes it was just the skulls or just the roses, but you know, this is how those fine line people get down. They'd be putting some bold shit. That cross has some fucking wonky lines in it. Like there's some lines that aren't connecting, you know, whatever. Fucking A, who gives a shit? Again, like we could sit and talk about the technical application of it, but when you walk by and I see that, I go, tough. That's all there is to it, you know? Like, I just don't think it, you know, as a tattooer, you should try and be as technically precise as possible. As a viewer, you should not care that much about the technical application as long as the tattoo heals nicely and most things are, you know, done well, like the line work for the most part. On to the next. How do I feel about this lamp? Usually I like stupid shit like this. And this one I do like, with the exception of the fact that they put too much shit in the fucking top of the lamp. You know, like the lamp and then the spider webs in the lamp, too far. You'd lost me, buddy. I hate it now because of that. If you just got rid of most of that part, you know, like you just put a line right through that, I like the thing. That part drives me a little crazy. It gets a little lost with me. And I want to say I absolutely fucking adore these flowers. What a dumb thing for me to be obsessed with, but man, those flowers, I like them. Are they technically done perfectly? Hell nah. Is this line work a little sketchy? Hell yeah. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever. On to the next. Okay, we got a pinup on a dark dude. I love it. I'm into it. There's some parts on the eye that maybe are a little too overdone, but I can't tell. This photo's not great. I bet that eye is just fine, or it's pretty good. There are parts of this tattoo that I wish used more separation, and that's one of the biggest issues when it comes to tattooing dark people, is like you need to create a lot of separation between things so that they look very visible from far away. There's some issues here on that, but nothing that is like too problematic. And in case you're wondering what I'm talking about this fucking area, where her arm meets her hair meets the clouds. Like there's some clear issues there where should have been simpler and the shading should have been simpler, but that's okay. Whatever. Got a wonky arm coming out of the neck of a girl. It's like that, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's all good. I like it. Overall, it's cool. On to the next. Okay, so I'm gonna say, this is not Danny Reed tattoo, and it's not a Dan Santoro tattoo. In case anyone out there is wondering why I'm saying it's not one of theirs, is because those dudes do a lot of trout tattoos, and this looks like a very good interpretation of their tattoos. Very nice, well executed. I'm gonna guess it's not the OG because there's some color things here that I'm picking up on that don't look particularly right to the person who originally did these types of tattoos, but overall beautiful. I like it, I get down. I've done plenty of tattoos that were like trying to look like someone else. It's not a big deal. It don't make or break a tattoo. It's just something I'm noticing. Very nice, very clean. I wish we would have put actual red in the tattoo. That's my biggest pet peeve on this thing. Like there's no true red. Yeah, there's only pink. Hard colors to put in the skin. On to the next. Okay, eyeball breaking out of the skin. I love and hate it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. That's all. I love it and I hate it. I wish it didn't exist and I wish it was on everybody. That's it. On to the next. Okay, this rabbit with its brains ripping out of its head. The idea I like. The technical application on it looks like it was kind of a little scratchery. But overall, it's in the skin. It's gonna be there a long time. The color is the color, and yeah, I hate it. I hate it, but I like it at the same time. Good for you. There's a lot of like, I hate it, but I like it too type of things on this video. This is one of them, and I'm gonna continue having them. Okay, a frog skydiving. I like the overall tattoo of it. One thing that absolutely drives me crazy is the altimeter. Now, in case you're wondering, that's that little clock looking thing. This is one of those things that I bet the person actually skydives, and I bet they wanted one of the more intricate things to represent the fact that it was a skydiving frog. Look, when that's the case, I always say, just leave stuff out. If there's something that you think the thing needs because it's like so personal to the concept, leave it out. You're almost always better off. And this isn't exactly like, that doesn't take away from this tattoo, but a lot of times you do get people like wanting something so particular that it does fuck up the tattoo. Again, that's not the case here, but it could be in the future. Okay, guy? With your skydiving frog. Sometimes it's just about getting the idea rather than like nailing all the intricate fucking things on the thing. I hate that they use 2 line weights, one for like the hands and the face, and then another for the body and the clouds. Drives me crazy. Just noticed it though, so I mean, that's good. Yeah, on to the next. Okay, if you've ever wondered what I like on a person's back piece, like what is the most important thing to me, it's putting skulls on the bottom or the butt area. This has it. I like it. Kind of a little dumb for me. A little too simple in some ways. I wish the flames were a little bit different. I wish the skulls were a little bit more detailed, but I get down on it. This guy takes off his shirt. Everyone fucking loses their mind because he looks so gnarly and bold. But yeah, I think you guys will know what I'm saying. I wish it was a little more complicated, which is crazy for me to say because that's usually not the way I think. But I guess there's something about the hands being so complex and so much detail in the hands, and then the scythe having so much detail in like the wood etching, that I wish there was just more everywhere else. Whatever. On to the next. Obviously, everyone at home thinks I'm gonna fucking hate this frog color realism tattoo. And part of me does. But the other part of me loves this color bomb thing. One, because they outlined everything. And when the tattoo fades away and the colors inevitably go, the tattoo's still gonna be rock solid. And the idea of the flowers and the frogs and the lotuses, they're all still gonna be there when all the color fades away. I will say, it's clear to me now that this was done by 2 different artists, or this one was done first and the bottom part was done later. They added it on, that's obvious. But I don't think the average person's gonna pick up on that. So, good for you. I like all of it, it's great. Yeah, kind of crazy. Every once in a while, dude. Watercolor stuff gets me excited, and this somehow is doing it? I don't know, I'm all over the fucking place today, dude. The fucking giant back piece Grim Reaper does almost nothing for me, and today the watercolor fucking frog flower bomb does? We're on a weird one, dude. Am I tired? Maybe I'm tired, I don't know. On to the next. Okay, we got a tiger back piece, just a giant head with some flowers. I'm gonna keep this one pretty simple. I like it. There's some parts of it that I wish were darker, I guess. I have a thought about this, and I'm not quite sure what that thought is. Maybe it feels like it's 2 different styles, even though I know it's not because some of these flowers overlap and underlap. Yeah, it does feel kind of like 2 styles to me, which is not a big deal. I don't think the average person is gonna pick up on it. It's just like what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about the tattoo. Yeah, overall, it's a great tattoo. I'm pretty sure you're stoked on it. I'm stoked that you have it. There's just something in my head happening when I look at it. On to the next. Okay, so this is one of those this is a tattoo that was super popular, I don't know, 5 years ago, where like you're getting these geometric shapes and some is black and gray and some is color and blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. I don't like the idea. I think when you guys look at it, you can't really tell me what you're looking at. Like, where do stems begin? Where do flowers end? And where do these triangles go? Why are some of the triangles all red? And why are some of the triangles having red in just the flowers? Real good questions here. I'm asking them. Is it the worst tattoo? No. Is it the best tattoo? Fuck no. You could put a panther over it, call it a day. On to the next. Okay. Homeboy told me he spent $550 on this gorilla. Nope. Scratcher City, bro. Detail looks rough. The outlines look shaky. The shading looks bad. 550 bucks. Nope. Don't go back to him or her, whoever did this. Yeah. On to the next. Fucking my guy, that dog in me. I didn't actually read it until right now. I love this tattoo. There's some things obviously that I hate about it, like the way that they did the cheese and the hot dog part, but also that's pretty fucking smart. So who am I to say? I knew that it was a chili cheese dog pretty much from the jump. So I'm the dork here, for having an opinion about it. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. The guy who has it is a sick tatter, and yeah, on to the next. Okay, the cover up that didn't give a fuck that it was a cover up. This is called a blast over. I love blast overs. This blast over is weird in the ways I like, I think. Yeah, if you don't like it, I get it. If you do like it, I also get it. Kind of muddy. I wish the structure in the actual body of the centipede was a little bit better, but hey, whatever, I didn't do the tattoo. Maybe I would have made it a muddy mess too. On to the next. You knew it. I fucking hate knee tattoos. These ones are pretty good, but I hate them. Wow. I will say, I didn't notice until a little bit ago, some of that brown in those leaves needs a touch up for sure. That shit got beat to hell. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. That looks pretty beat up. But I mean, that's a knee tattoo for you. A lot of times they just need a little love. I hope that that's the case. I hope a little love brings them back. The rest of your tattoos I'm really into. You like a very limited palette, and I wish you would venture out of that limited palette, I will say. Put some more greens, put some blues, even throw a pink and a purple in this motherfucker, and I would love all your tattoos. On to the next. This is the best anime tattoo I've ever seen. I mean it. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's fucking everything I never want to tattoo in a person. You bring this to me, I'm telling you to fuck off. But yeah, I like it. Cool, weird. On to the next. Okay, some fine line grandpa with tadpoles sucking on his titties with a bikini and a crab claw. Just take that in, guys. That's a tattoo. It's everything I like in tattooing because it makes no fucking sense. The outline is pretty good and somewhat shaky, but I think that's kind of the style. I like it. I like you for doing this. I'm glad I don't wear it, but everything about it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm here for it. There is some composition things that when I zoom out, are hard for me to understand why they make sense, but they do. When I look at it, I don't feel like, there's a lot of black in that claw, which makes me think that there should be more black up top, but it doesn't need it. It was smart, it was good. Yeah, on to the next. Okay, I like this tattoo. I hate the dagger going through it. You just fucking ruined all the spot up here. You should have just gotten the tiger. I have this discussion with a lot of people all the time where, you place something and then it ruins the spot above it or below it. That's the case here. I wish you didn't do it. But overall, the tattoo's so nice that I can't really care too much. The tattoo's nice enough. I like the tattoo. On to the next. Okay, a fucking weird, silly bird sleeve. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're wearing it. I love that tattoo. I think I know who did it. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but I like that. On to the next. Okay, I think I got 2 more in me. Whoever has this sleeve, this koi fish sleeve, I think you win the day on life choices. That's all. I'm gonna leave it there because I like it. Composition, beautiful. Design, beautiful. Don't really love the fact that you just put pink and green as a color. That's not my personal favorite. I like when tattoos have color or don't have color, and I wish you would have left it out, but to each their own, and it doesn't really take away from the tattoos, so on to the next. Okay, Captain Crunch and what's that guy's name? Tony the Tiger tattoo. I'm gonna leave it here. I got nothing else. I got no more energy. What is that? What the fuck is that? I like it. I hate it. I'm glad it's not on me. And that's where we're ending it today. I appreciate you. If you guys want to send me your stuff, send it to me. The link in the email below. Have a good one, guys.